So if I were to ask you, what is the most important thing in your lives? How many of you would say it's time? Please raise your hand if you think so. So I think all of you agree with the statement that time is the most important thing in our lives. And me personally also agree with the statement. Indeed, time is so precious and so valuable, and it's the only thing that we have at our disposal. Also, it is so limited. Indeed, how we spend our time is how we spend our lives. So, my name is Daria, and today I will be talking about making the most of your time. When it comes to a European entrepreneurship framework, the time, as you can see here, belongs to the area of resources. But let's get back to making the most of your time. Indeed, making the most of your time can be referred to as a time management. And the definition of time management is organizing and planning how to divide your time to some specific activities. So you may ask yourselves, why does such a simple term as time management can be so problematic? Well, here I have listed a few reasons for this, and now I will explain them. So first of all, you are not sure about your priorities. The truth is that we are all owning our time, and at any moment we are doing what we most want to be doing. However, we are not sure how to divide our time. But actually, when you are saying that you do not know, that you don't have time for something, you are merely giving an excuse, because at any moment you are giving your time to something. The second thing that we have to bear in mind that there are too many things to consider. So I'm sure that all of you have your works, have your families, have your relationships, and it's like sometimes life seems like juggling many different balls, and it's difficult to maintain them all in the air. The third thing is that life is not static. So many things happen, things that are not in the scope of our control. For example, imagine that you are planning a romantic escape with your partner during the weekend, and then suddenly, Friday afternoon, your boss calls you and says, listen, you have to come back to work because your colleague got sick. Now, in that moment, you have to adapt to the newly formed situation and readjust your plans. The fourth thing is that other people want your time. So we are all human beings who live in social surroundings, and the majority of our time actually is divided to those other people. Another thing is that technology made time management a lot difficult. You may ask yourselves, why is this the reason? Because technology, indeed, in so many situations, made our lives so much easier. Well, what happened with technology being so advanced is that it puts social pressure on us, because at any moment we have to be available to everyone. And last but not least, as you can see here, we are humans. We are not robots, and we have a natural tendency to procrastinate. Now, it wouldn't be fair of me just to say the problems and the issues which you already know, I'm sure. So here I'm going to offer you a solution for all of your problems related to time management. And the solution comes in the form of app. This application is called Forest app, and it was launched in 2014 by a Chinese company. So this is how Forest app looks like. You see it has this beautiful and unique design, and it is available for both your personal phones and your personal computers. Now I will explain briefly how the Forest app works. So first of all, when you have your application downloaded, you have to open it and decide a certain time span for a certain activity. So, for example, imagine that you want to start learning a new language, and that you want to give every time 45 minutes to your, let's say it's Italian lesson. So when you open the application, you will start your timer and decide that it was 45-minute time span. In that moment, as you start the timer, you will receive a virtual seed. This virtual seed, if you fulfill the lesson, will grow into a virtual tree. Now, you may ask yourselves, but how this Forest app will know that I'm doing my lesson and not just scrolling on my Instagram, for example? Well, Forest app has this amazing function of whitelisting and blacklisting certain pages. So for example, you will whitelist all the pages which might be useful for your Italian lesson. This could be Duolingo, Google Translate, Italian Online Dictionary, etc. On the other hand, you will blacklist all the web pages and applications which might be tempting for you. These, in majority of cases, are social media pages. For example, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, etc. So, if during your 45 minutes of learning Italian, you come to those pages, the Forest app will recognize it and it will send you immediate notification, and your timer will stop and your tree will stop growing. So, if you do not go back to the application and to your lesson, your tree will die. If, on the other hand, you do succeed and you do finish your lesson, you will receive a virtual tree. And if you do this every day, you will continue and you will have more and more trees, and in the end, you will build a virtual forest. Another interesting thing about this application is that also that you will receive virtual coins. Now, these coins, even though they're virtual, have some kind of real-world value, and you can use them for planting real trees somewhere in the world. So, by using this app, not only you will manage your time more efficiently, but also do something useful for the planet. Now, if you were to Google Forest app on the internet, you would come across many reviews. And if you were to open Google Store, you would see that Forest app has evaluation of 4.8 out of 5. So it has a really high grade. And it has some really, really good reviews from the users all over the world. Some even say that it was a life-changing experience, the beginning of the app usage. So what has this simple app taught us? First of all, it has taught us that distractions, such as social media and other pages, impact our time negatively and ruin our focus. On the other hand, it taught us that dividing your time and tracking your progress improves your effectivity and improves your motivation. So, my last advice for all of you is that if you struggle with time management and if you want to stay focused and stay present, go ahead, download the Focus app and start making the most and the best of your time. Thank you.